How can you avoid scam and fraud when you're working with sourcing agent? I'm Feng Chen, and I help people by giving marketing and business advice. So if you are looking for information about sourcing in China, and you would like to learn more about this topic, be sure to subscribe my YouTube channel. If you are researching about how to avoid scam and fraud when you're working with a sourcing agent, you may be a brand owner or e-commerce sellers who is sourcing your product in China. In this video, I'm going to let you know how to avoid scam and fraud when you are working with sourcing agent or supplier in China. So let's get started. The first step is that you gotta research your suppliers thoroughly. One of the easiest way to do the background check of the company is that you go to Baidu, the largest search engine in China, and then you just type in the Chinese name of your supplier company. And then when you try to search it, you're gonna see maybe 3 to 5 top results related to the background of this company. You're gonna see a lot of useful information, by doing this method, such as, how many shareholders do they have? Did they have any dispute with other companies? Did they get sued before? So, you're gonna see all the necessary information by the search result. If these suppliers are selling on Alibaba.com, then there's actually more ways for you to check their backgrounds, such as the size of their company, how many employees do they have, and then probably some pictures of their factories. But to be honest, you gotta be careful that the suppliers may be uploading incorrect photos of their company or factories. So be sure to get the suppliers that are certified by Alibaba.com, so you know that what they are saying is actually true. And then once you do have done the background checks, you know that the guy that you're gonna work with, you get the basic information about the supplier, all right? And then you got to ask for samples, a lot of samples from different suppliers, just to test the quality and reliabilities. How many days it's gonna take them to send out the samples to you. How is the quality of the samples, and how is the prices. So you gotta check out the product samples to see if the product you're getting is on point. The second step is that use secure payment method and platforms. Try to use something like PayPal, right? When you're just trying to work with the suppliers in the very beginning stage. Or you can use Alibaba.com because they got a secure payment options. So try to use this type of platform to protect your money if you are not familiar with the supplier yet. The next one is visit or verify the factories. This one is going to be a little bit more tough, because if you are a Amazon seller, right, located in North America, it's not that efficient and cost effective if you fly directly to your suppliers just to check out their factories, right? But if you have the resources to do that, it is actually a very good idea. Just flying, have a trip from your home countries to China. Just maybe get to visit 10-20 suppliers in your trip. Just try to see how their factories look like. Did they lie about their company size? Some factories, some supplier on Alibaba, they are actually a trading company, right? They don't have the plants. They say that they are the factories, but in fact they are not. So you could plan for a visit to their factories if you get that resources. It is good that if you can see their factories yourself. But if you don't have that type of resources, right, then maybe you can, if you have a friend in China living in the same city, you can ask for a favor, right? Just ask them to do you a favor by going to visit the contact person of the supplier you are talking. try to take some pictures, try to see if how they operate. And if this is not gonna be costing a lot, but you gotta have a good friend that they can, they're okay to do that for you. If you don't have the time or resources to plan for a travel to China to visit your suppliers, or you don't have a friend in China to do a visit for you, you get the other ways that you can actually find a sourcing agent or a third-party inspection company to do that for you. The next one is utilize professionals and established companies. What does that mean? It means that you can consider hiring a local sourcing agent. Just try to work with some well-known trading companies. It's going to do the job as well. These companies, they will have the expertise and experience to filter out the bad suppliers for you. Sometimes, by just hearing your supplier, the name of your suppliers, the sourcing agent or the trading company, they may immediately, tell you, if they got a good reputation in China or not. In this situation, you really don't have to, take risk by yourself, right? Because you got a more professional company, to handle this for you. Maintain clear communications. So, you really want to get everything in writing. This is very important. With detailed contracts. What does that mean? There are actually many types of contracts and agreements, between buyer and sellers in China, such as, authorization letters, non-disclosure agreement, non-competitive agreements, and so. So, depending on your company size and your products, if your product got a lot of IP rights, right? You got a trademark, you got a patent, you got a special designs, then of course you really need to consider, having every agreement on point. Get everything in writing is very important. Let's say you got a very special patent or designs, right? Then you definitely need the non-disclosure agreement. And then let's say if the supplier, without your authorization, they produce your product and sell it to other buyers. In this situation, you go to court, you're going to show this as a proof, and it's going to help you a lot. Look out for red flags and stay cautious. What does that mean? Sometimes, you really need to trust your gut feeling, right? So if you feel like something is not right with the suppliers, you couldn't tell what's going wrong, but you just don't feel like comfortable. In this situation, I would rather walk away, because there are a lot of suppliers available in the market. Not only in China, there's gonna be some other suppliers in the world as well. So don't limit yourself with the options. If you don't feel like it, walk away. The last tip is to build a good relationship with the suppliers that you have been working with. Getting reliable suppliers isn't easy. But of course, you're gonna start with small orders in the very beginning. Start with some product samples, right? If you are satisfied with the product samples, in this situation, start with some small orders. Test out if the suppliers is reliable or not. The quality of the products, the timelines, the payment terms, the logistic. So there's a lot of things to test out. If you eventually find a good one, try to maintain a good relationship with them. And then you want to gradually increase the orders as the trust between you and them develop. By following these tips, it's going to help you to avoid most of the scam and fraud. But you always want to stay cautious, because you never know how the business is going to change. Sometimes when your suppliers, they're having really difficult time, you never know if they're going to close down their factories the next month. And sometimes that happened. So what about my payments, my prepayment and stuff, right? So always stay cautious. and then watch out for any risk. So thank you for watching. I will see you in my next video.